Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am finally doing another read-in vlog, books by booktubers. I think the last one I did was like last year. I feel like it's been a while since I've done it. My name's Megan. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm excited to start this vlog. So I sent a message to some of my favorite booktubers to recommend books to me. This specific book might take me a little bit longer to read because it's almost 900 pages. So this might be one video in itself, and then I'll do part 2, which is like the other 2 or 3 booktubers I'm going to contact and tell them to give me a book rec. So first booktuber, my absolute favorite, one of my absolute favorites. I'm very excited that he was able to recommend this book to me. It's been on my shelf for a while. I've avoided it because it's 900 pages, but now I'm actually excited that he challenged me to just take it off my shelf and read it. That is the booktuber Ian. I'll put his booktuber channel link below so you guys can see who it is. And he loves Stephen King. I love Stephen King. I want to read all the books by him eventually, and I'm like slowly getting there. He recommended 11/22/63, which is the assassin of JFK, the Kennedy assassination, and time travel in a book, which I think is such a cool concept to me and something very different than what I would normally read. But I like the time travel aspect of the book. So I think in order for me to finish this book within a week, I need to do 200 pages a day and also read this on audio as well. So switch between audio, physical copy, just to get through this book a little bit faster than I would normally when I read. I read like, well you saw my videos, books that I read, right? Like I haven't read a book like this in a long time, and there's a reason for that. I get intimidated by these kind of books, and I just need to not be intimidated by these books anymore and just go for it. Because I know there's some good books that are like over 400 pages that need to be read, and this one screams need to be read. So I'm happy that he convinced me to take it off my shelf, dust it off, and finally read this book. So I'll kind of give you a backside. So life can turn on a dime or stumble into the extraordinary as it does for Jake, a high school English teacher in a Maine town. While grading essays by his GED students, Jake reads a gruesome piece penned by janitor Harry Dunnan. 50 years ago, Harry somehow survived his father's sledgehammer slaughter of his entire family. Jake is blown away, but an even more bizarre secret comes to light when Jake's friend Al, owner of a local diner, enlists Jake to take over the mission that has become his obsession. To prevent the Kennedy assassination. How? By stepping through a portal in the diner's storeroom and into the era of Ike and Elvis, of big American cars, sock hops, and cigarette smoke. Finding himself in a warm-hearted Jolie, Texas, Jake begins a new life. But all turns in the road lead to a troubled loner named Lee Harvey Oswald. The course of history is about to be rewritten and become heart-stoppingly suspenseful. So I'm not a huge history person. I know little bits and pieces of like history, obviously, but I don't really follow them constantly. So I know a little bit about this history, and I feel like I might do a little bit of research on it just to understand this book more. I might just not and just read the book without the research. But this is going to be definitely a challenge for me to read this 900-page book. So 200 pages a day. And this might be just part 1 of my booktuber challenge for booktubers to recommend books that I read. This might be a video in itself, and then I'll do a separate video for like 2 or 3 other booktubers. But this book, I'm definitely excited to read it. It's been on my shelf for a while. I've avoided it because it's 900 pages. And I feel like if I can do the 200 pages a day, this will be my challenge to myself. If I can do 200 pages a day, I can get books with these many pages done sooner. When I read Stephen King's fairy tale, I had to switch between audio and the book because, again, it was a long book. And sometimes my mind just would wander, and I'm like, okay, I have to switch to the audio. So I might have to do that for this book as well, just for the change of pace and to be different. Definitely though, I'm excited to read this book. I'm excited to start this reading vlog. Let me know if you read this book. Let me know if you like Stephen King, if you read any of his other books. I'm currently going to be reading his other book, The Institute, for my Summer Ween Challenge. So it's kind of 2 Stephen King books in one, and I'm super excited to get started on them both. I will update you guys once I do the first 200 pages. It might not be today. I hope it's today because I really would like to start it today. But I'm definitely going to update you. So yeah, I will see you guys with an update in a bit. So I like randomly decided I want to make a crock pot dinner because I'm on my summer break, so I probably should make a random dinner. I'm just saying that's what has to be. So this random dinner is like a chicken this book. Okay, so the first chapter was so hard to like get through because it's about Tim, and I'm like, who is Tim? Tim's not in the book. He's not one of the kids that gets kidnapped. But now I guess we're gonna kind of see in the next page, the next one, which is like Shots for Dots. We're kind of, I feel like, I don't know. It would probably go between like the kids that are kidnapped and are sent to this institute, and Tim. Tim is somehow a part of this story. I'm not really sure how. Okay, so he's a former like police officer. In the first chapter, he gets on a Delta airline, and then they have, where is it? They have a federal officer that they need to get on board. Someone has to give up their seat, blah, 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 blah. They offer people money. Nobody will budge. Tim finally says, give me this amount and refund my ticket, and I'll get off the plane. So he does. And instead of like waiting until like the next day to get like the next flight, he decides he's just gonna hitchhike across to get to New York. So he hasn't gotten to New York yet. He ends up in a small town to become a night knocker, which is I want to say it's like a security guard that just kind of walks around at night, make sure everybody's good, make sure, I guess, no one's like causing trouble or anything like that. And he didn't plan on staying around for a long time in this small town in like suburban Minneapolis. He really didn't plan on staying around at all. But it looks like that he got promoted to an officer job, where she said he had to think about. I'm not 100% sure if he took it or not. For some reason, I can't remember. Maybe it hasn't said that he took it yet. It was supposed to be this temporary job until Tim got to New York. And that's kind of all that is for now. And then they go into the kidnapping of Luke. He gets kidnapped and he wakes up in an institute, wondering what's going on. Everything's like different. He doesn't know where he is. He's like not at home anymore. He's somewhere completely unfamiliar to him. And then he meets one of the other kids. I want to say her name is like I don't know if I said that right. Kelsey. I want to say Kalisha. Her name's Kalisha. So there's kids. There's Kalisha. There's Nick, George, Iris, and Avery. And the other have telekinesis or telepathy powers. And this, I don't know if I want to call them an institution or group. They abduct these kids and they put them in this institute. Maybe they're experimenting on them and trying to like further see their powers. I don't really know yet. It just got into the actual part of when Luke wakes up in this institute. Excuse me. So the first part of the book, I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, who's Tim? Like, why is he part of the story? And I guess I'll find out more about Tim the more I read. But this is one of those, like, you don't want to put this down book. Like, I feel like I'm going to finish this so quick because I'm just like, I can't put this down. I need to know more. I need to know why they kidnap these kids with special gifts. Why they only want kids that do telekinesis or telepathy. Obviously, they do, like, experiments on them and stuff like that. But, like, why? What is the whole purpose? Like, this takes me back to, like, kind of, there is a book, I swear there's been like a story like this sometime before that's like similar, but I don't really know. I'm kind of just like, I'm having like a deja vu on this story. Kids that get kidnapped because of their special gifts. I feel like I read it, but I didn't, and I don't know. Anyway, so I'm at page 79. So I almost read 80 pages yesterday. That's how good this book was. I could not put it down. I'm going to continue to read, clean up a little bit, the bedroom a little bit, and then go outside and sit before it gets super, super like hot outside, and then continue to pack for the weekend. So I'm going to update you guys more on this book. It's so good. I'm loving this book. Now, whether this becomes my favorite Stephen King book as opposed to fairy tale, I don't know. But I also want to reread it. So we will see kind of how that goes. Maybe closer to like, it's like, I can't talk right now. Maybe closer to September, I'll start to read it so I can like finish it closer to like October, the Halloween month. But this was surprisingly, for a book this many pages, this is a fast read. But now that I got kind of what's going on, I was able to like get through the first part of the book being like, okay, why is Tim here? Who is he? What does he have to do with the kids? I'm not really 100% sure what he has to do with the kids, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what he has to do with these kids. Okay, like, come on, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen, right? So let's continue to read this book, and I will do kind of a little update when I can today, because I'm going to do like a few things today, and I need to either also read Stephen King's other book that talks about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. So I just started that book today for my other vlog. And yeah, I will let you guys know what I think about this when I read more.